Good morning to all. So we were discussing about the reactions of aldoses or reaction of glucose we were discussing. So in that one important one is acetylation. So we shall discuss that one. Acetylation of aldoses or aldohexoses with acetic anhydride. So that is AC2O, acetic anhydride, in presence of sodium acetate. Okay, so we can write the reaction. So this is where we have studied is, so pentacetate doesn't undergoes a reaction with hydroxyl amine. We have studied that one. If glucose is there, it can undergo reaction with hydroxyl amine, but pentacetate, glucose pentacetate doesn't undergoes the reaction with hydroxyl amine, or it is not going to show the characteristic reactions of aldehydes. So why it is not showing the characteristics of reactions of aldehydes? We are going to find the reason for that question. So we have an glucose. I'm going to write a glucose here. So either you can take alpha D glucose or beta D glucose, anything. So now I'm going to write it for beta. So this is our beta D glucose. Beta D glucose. So now if you take alpha D glucose also, the product will be same. You'll be getting either alpha D glucose or beta D glucose. You can consider, but this one is beta D glucose. Okay. So if it is being treated with acetic anhydride, so it is a simple form of writing acetic anhydride. It is sodium acetate. So AC indicates the acetyl group. So how it is, how this group will be, we shall discuss that one now. So acetic anhydride is the CH3C double bond O. This is what acetyl group is. AC indicates this group. CH3C double bond O, and likewise 2 times they are acetyl groups, twice it is CH3C double bond O. It has been bonded, both the groups are bonded through oxygen atom. That is what called acetic anhydride groups. Okay, so now, so it is been reacting with this compound or glucose. It has been reacting. How it is undergoing a reaction is, so we have OH group here. So I'll just write OH towards this side. So only OH I'm writing. So not the entire structure. So wherever OH is there, everywhere the reaction takes place in this form itself. So we have 5 acetic anhydride groups we are going to take. So 5 acetic anhydride groups we are going to take, and all those 5 will be reacting with the 5 OH groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 OH groups are present. So OH is going to dissociate as O minus and H plus, O minus. Okay. So here the compound is going to, so either you can break this bond or you can break this bond. It is because both the side, it has the same similar conditions. Bonding conditions are same. Here also C double bond O, here also C double bond O. So the oxygen is more electronegative in nature. So because of which it is going to pull the shared pair of electrons towards its side. The bond will be broken. The bonded electrons will be going to oxygen. So that's why it is getting a negative charge carbon without the bonding electrons, it will be getting a positive charge. Why this bond will be weakened? This bond will be weakened because of the electronegativity difference. And if you observe here, so there already the charged species are there. So because of the influence of this charged species, so it is going to dissociate. The bond is going to dissociate in such a way that, so the oxygen, more electronegative one, it is taking the shared pair of electrons towards its side and forms O minus, and carbon with a positive charge. So here the negatively charged one, the negatively charged one is going to attract. So O minus is going to attract H plus. So C plus is going to attract O minus. Okay. C plus is going to attract O minus, and O minus CH3COO minus H plus. Then it becomes CH3COOH, acetic acid. So here CH3COO, CO, C plus it combines with O minus. Where is this O minus? So these O minuses are this one. So here one O minus, here one O minus, here one O minus, and here one O minus. That is 5 O minuses are there. So likewise, how many acetic anhydride groups will take? 5 acetic anhydride groups we are going to take. Here 5 acetic anhydride groups we are going to take, and all those will be wherever OH is there. So in place of H plus, CH3CO double bond O plus will be forming a bond. So the product we are going to get it as it is an O minus, where O minus is combining with this group. So that is CH3C double bond O group is called as acetyl group. So it is acetyl group. We can write it as AC itself, or you can also mention that one as C double bond O CH3 also. So I'll write it one compound for you. So like this. So you can mention in this form also. Okay. Or else, so we have O, we can write that one as AC also. So here also we have OH above. So that is H plus is being replaced by AC. Either AC or this group. Either the one you can write it. So here in this carbon, it is OAC H. So here again, it is CH2OAC it is. Okay. So this is what the product we got. So it is a beta glucose pentaacetate. Glucose pentaacetate. Likewise, we'll get one more compound. Where this one will be down. That is OAC will be down, H will be above. It is down means it is present on the right side of the carbon. That means that it is alpha glucopentaacetate. The remaining everything remains the same. Only change is above and below. That is only for the first carbon atom, not to the other. Only to the first carbon atom, it is above and below. So you can observe above and below it is present. So here in this, the main thing, so what are we discussing? We are discussing if it is a glucose pentaacetate, so it is not showing the aldehydic reactions. That is, if at all, if hydroxyl amine is being added, it should form an, if aldehydic group is there, then it should form an oxime. But when glucose pentaacetate is there, it is not going to show the reactions of aldehydes. Why it is so is, so this is our first carbon, this is our second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So first carbon is our aldehydic carbon. This is our aldehydic carbon. So if you consider the aldehydic carbon, so it was aldehydic group means how it should be? It should be CH double bond O. But the thing is, this aldehydic first carbon whatever is there, so it is linked with the fifth carbon through oxygen atom. So when we have written our straight chain compound, so we didn't write the acetyl group, acetate group for the aldehydic carbon. It is only for the secondary alcoholic group and only for the primary alcoholic group we have written. That is second onward, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. All those will be having this acetate groups except aldehydic carbon. But that was not the correct structure. Actually, ring structure is the correct structure. You can observe here, the first carbon is involved in the hemiacetal formation. It is hemiacetal formation. Bonding with oxygen through fifth carbon, bonding with first through oxygen is an hemiacetal formation. So fifth carbon is involved in hemiacetal formation. So it is not going to be acetylated. That is, the fifth carbon is not bonded with acetate groups. So that is, it is involved in hemiacetal formation. But the first carbon is involved in acetylation. So here aldehydic carbon is not at all freely available for the reaction. So aldehydic carbon whatever is there in both the groups, in this is a beta form, this is alpha form. So this aldehydic carbon is not at all free. So only the carbon which is left with acetylation is fifth carbon, but that is involved in the hemiacetal formation. Hemiacetal formation. So the aldehydic group is not free, because of which it is not showing the characteristic aldehydic reactions. So this is the reason why the pentacetate doesn't reacts with or doesn't shows the positive test for failing solution, Benedict solution or Tollens reagent, or why it is not reacting with the Schiff's base, or why it is not reacting with the hydroxyl amine. It is because it doesn't have free aldehydic group. But from the acetylation, only the fifth carbon which is involved in the hemiacetal formation, only that one is left. The remaining all carbons are acetylated. So because of which the free aldehydic group is not present, so it cannot undergo the characteristic reactions of aldehydes. Next reaction, that is glucose forming methyl glucosides. Formation of methyl glucosides. It is a reaction between a glucose and methyl alcohol or methanol. So we shall see how the reaction takes place and what is this methyl glucosides are. So we have a glucose, so this is our glucose. Okay. So open chain structure of glucose I have written. So now this glucose is being treated with an methanol. It is being treated with an methanol in presence of an dry HCl gas. In presence of a dry HCl gas. So then now how the reaction takes place we shall see. So we have a methyl alcohol and glucose reaction. So it is glucose, I have written here. So CH3OH. So here observe. So oxygen is more electronegative. It is going to attract and it is going to attract the bonded pair towards its side, which makes oxygen negatively charged and carbon with an positive charge. So here it is going to dissociate. This is going to dissociate as, it is going to dissociate as a CH3 plus and OH minus. It dissociates as CH3 plus OH minus. Now fifth carbon atom, we have O minus and H plus. O minus and H plus is present. Okay. Now how it is going to combine with one another, we shall see. So the combination H plus is going to combine with the OH minus. Okay. Then we have a O minus here. O minus attracts CH3 plus. O minus attracts CH3 plus. This O minus we have, that is going to attract the positively charged carbon atom. So there is an attraction between the oppositely charged groups here. H plus attracts OH minus and O minus. Why it has formed O minus here? Because it is a carbonyl group. Oxygen is more electronegative. It is going to pull the shared pair of electrons towards its side, because of which it is getting a negative charge and it is getting a positive charge. Okay. Next. So it is OH group. It dissociates as O minus and H plus. So whenever we write all these things, so it is not only in this method we can understand. We have many more mechanisms or many more ways of understanding a reaction. So whichever is very simple and whichever is very easier for you to understand, that method will be taught to you. Okay. So in different reference books, in different ways the reactions have been explained. So that is, mechanisms have been explained. So the very easier way is, so we know the electronegativity difference between the elements. So according to the electronegativity difference, we are going to break or we are going to distribute the positive and negative charges, so that it will be easy for us to understand, and the reason also is very simple, so that you can remember that one also. So H plus combines with OH minus. It is a separate group. H2O it forms. So that is a separate group. Next groups, next thing I will write it. So it is CH. It is one bond. It's a double bond. It is one bond is going to shift on oxygen. So because of which it is forming a O minus. And that O minus is combining with the CH3 plus. So we can write it as OCH3 here. Okay. Next, the remaining carbons as it is. Second, third we have written, it is fourth. Likewise, we have fifth. Fifth carbon atom, what is happening with the fifth carbon atom? O minus is bonded to positively charged carbon. This is our positively charged carbon. So it is bonded with oxygen like this. I hope it is clear. So the compound formed is glucoside. This is named as glucoside, and methyl we have. So it is methyl alpha D glucoside. Why it is alpha? Because OCH3 group are present at the right side. So that's why it is alpha. Methyl alpha D glucoside, the name of the compound. Okay. Next. So it is not only going to give rise to one product, it is going to give rise to two isomeric products. So that is glucose when it is treated with methanol in presence of dry HCl. So it is going to form two isomeric derivatives, two isomeric methyl derivatives. So one among that one is alpha. The other one is, we know it is beta. It is OCH3 group, that is towards the left side. The remaining everything is same as it is. So this is methyl beta D glucoside. So that is two products we got it. So one is alpha and another one is beta. So formation of methyl glucosides. So that is upon the reaction between glucose and methanol and dry HCl. Next reaction is reaction of glucose with a base. Reaction of glucose with a base. That is what the next reaction is. That is what the next concept is. So here what we are going to do is we are going to heat. When glucose is heated with a concentrated NaOH, heated with concentrated NaOH, glucose initially turns yellow color. Glucose initially turns yellow color then to brown. This is with the concentrated NaOH. If at all, if it is treated with concentrated NaOH, then so there is an color change takes place. That is, initially it is yellow color and then it will turn to a brown color. So if at all, if the same thing, if it is being treated with the dilute NaOH, if it is dilute NaOH, then glucose undergoes reversible isomerization. Reversible isomers it forms. So that process is called as isomerization. Reversible isomerization to be converted into a mixture. Converted into a mixture of D-glucose, D-mannose and D-fructose. So dilute NaOH, glucose undergoes a reversible isomerization and this will be forming a mixture of so the product with a mixture, it is consisting of glucose, mannose and fructose. So it will be interconverted. So it is going to be interconverted with one another. This reaction is called Lowry D Bruin van Kensteen rearrangement. This is what the name of the reaction. So Lowry D Brown van Kensteen rearrangement. So here the reaction is it is just an interconversion between the glucose to mannose to fructose. So how it undergoes the interconversion is, so it is an dilute NaOH. It is a basic medium. We have OH minus here. So a basic medium, the reaction or the interconversion is taking place, or isomerization is taking place in the presence of OH minus. We have studied what fructose been converting as glucose. We have studied in one of our video, fructose being converted as glucose in basic medium. Failing the solution test, tolerance test we have studied. So at that time we have studied that one. So under the basic medium, so this these compounds, so it gets interconverted with one another, or it is undergoing an isomerization. It is due to the basic medium. So in the basic medium, there is an formation of intermediate called enediol. Enediol, an intermediate and common intermediate it is going to form. So that is an keto-enol tautomerization, or the formation of enediol intermediate. So because of that tautomerization, or because of this formation, it happens only when the only when there is an basic medium, only when the presence of basic medium is there. So this intermediate will form, and it is going to rearrange itself, so to form either fructose mannose, or from mannose to glucose again. So that is what the basic medium. So basic medium plays a very important role here in isomerization reaction.